Are you thinking about moving to Norfolk or Portsmouth, Virginia? Well, buckle up, because today I'm diving into a hot topic. Can Portsmouth really compete with Norfolk? I've heard people say Norfolk is the big name, the anchor of the region, while P-Town is just its quieter neighbor across the river with a casino. But is that a fair comparison? Stick with me, because in this video, I'm pitting these two cities against each other to see which one might be your perfect place to call home. We'll talk real estate prices, including the latest data, commute times, military benefits, and a lot more. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home in Hampton Roads, or you're just curious about which city might fit you better, keep watching. You don't want to miss out. What's going on? I'm Jason Edwards with eXp Realty, your go-to real estate advisor for all things Hampton Roads, especially for VA buyers, first-time buyers, and just anyone looking to make a smart move here. I help people just like you every single day. So if you have questions, big or small, about buying or selling a home, I'm here to help. My contact information is in the description below. Call, text, or email me anytime. You'll also find a link to my free home buyer's guide if you want an even deeper dive in how to navigate our market. All right, let's jump in and settle the debate. Can Portsmouth really hold its own against Norfolk? Let's find out. First, let's set the stage with a quick overview. If you're new to the area or maybe here on orders, you might be wondering which city fits your lifestyle. Portsmouth sits right across the Elizabeth River from Norfolk and has a population of around 97,000. It's rich in maritime history with the Norfolk Naval Shipyard. Yes, ironically located in Portsmouth. Norfolk, meanwhile, is a little bit more well-known with about 230,000 residents. It's home to Naval Station Norfolk, which is the world's largest naval station. They've also got a pretty lively downtown, art scene, and bigger events. Norfolk tends to get the spotlight. Got a bustling nightlife, major festivals, and a vibrant downtown. Portsmouth is known for its historic Olde Towne district, charming neighborhoods, and a cozier community feel. But let's see if Portsmouth might surprise you in more ways than one. I'm curious, which city have you heard more about, Portsmouth or Norfolk? Let me know in the comments so we can see what people are thinking. Now for the big stuff, real estate stats and cost of living. Super exciting, especially if you're considering a move. Let's talk about median sales price and days on market as of February 2025. Because if you're serious about buying or selling, you need real-time numbers. In Norfolk, the median sales price is sitting at about $310,000 with a median of 35 days on market. In Portsmouth, the median sales price is around $262,450, also with a median of about 35 days on market. So what does that tell us? Prices in Norfolk are roughly $47,550 higher on average than in Portsmouth. But both markets share the same average speed of sales, meaning homes in both cities are moving at a similar pace. If you've got your eye on Norfolk, you might be looking at a bigger investment up front. If you're leaning towards Portsmouth, you could snag a home at a lower price point, potentially leaving your room for renovations or lower monthly payments. Plus, if you're a landlord or investor type, both cities have strong rental demand thanks to the military presence, as well as nearby hospitals and colleges. However, Norfolk's higher price points often command higher rental rates. Meanwhile, Portsmouth's lower buy-in cost could mean a better cap rate, especially if you find a property that needs a little TLC but has good bones. It's all about your strategy and budget. Alright, numbers are great, but what life is actually like is everything. Let's talk lifestyle. In Portsmouth, you've got the charming Olde Towne waterfront area, which is known for its historic buildings and local eateries. You've also got the Children's Museum of Virginia, which is awesome for families with kids. It's a smaller scene, but has an emerging arts and dining culture if you know where to look. Also, a new addition in 2023, the Rivers Casino, which is the only casino in Hampton Roads. It has restaurants, live entertainment, and of course, some gambling. In Norfolk, you've got the typical downtown hustle and bustle, with places like the Waterside District. To check out the top things to do in Norfolk, check out the video linked here. It's also got a larger nightlife and art scene. Check out the Neon District if art is your thing. It's also got big events and festivals like Harbor Fest that draw people from all over Hampton Roads. If you're the type who wants non-stop options for entertainment and food, Norfolk might feel like a better fit. If you prefer a tight-knit community with a more laid-back and a smaller town feel, Portsmouth might check those boxes. Neither city is lacking in waterfront views, local breweries, or farmers markets. You'll just get a different flavor depending on which side of the river you land on. What's your non-negotiable for a new neighborhood? Walkability, coffee shops, or a short commute? Drop it in the comments and let's compare. For me, now that I'm getting older, I like a quieter suburban neighborhood with a big backyard that can fire up the smoker and make some good barbecue and enjoy a beverage. If you're active duty military or a veteran or just anybody who has to commute, the commute can make or break your day. Between bridge and tunnel traffic, especially the downtown and midtown tunnels, you'll definitely want to plan carefully. Portsmouth has the Norfolk Naval Shipyard. If you're stationed there, your commute might be just minutes. But if you're traveling to Naval Station Norfolk daily, you'll need to factor in crossing the Elizabeth River. Norfolk has Naval Station Norfolk itself, plus other installations like Joint Expeditionary Base Little Creek, Fort Story, not too far down the road. Depending on where you settle, you can minimize tunnel crossings. We do have tolls and traffic. The Elizabeth River crossings have tolls, which can add up, so keep that in mind if you're crossing frequently. Rush hour can get a little hectic, so be strategic about where you live versus where you work. Not to say it's impossible though. I live in Suffolk and I commuted to Norfolk every day when I was active duty, going through the downtown tunnel most days, so I did have to pay that toll and deal with that traffic. It can be a pain, but it's definitely something that you can manage. As far as public transportation, there is a ferry that connects Portsmouth and Norfolk. It's scenic, straightforward, and can be a real time saver in certain circumstances. However, you may have to wait for it. And as far as public transportation, there's really not a whole lot of it in Hampton Roads. The bottom line is, if you want to avoid tunnels and potentially pricey tolls, consider living on the same side of the river as your duty station. But if you don't mind a bit of a commute, you can really open up a ton of housing options if you're willing to make that drive. Next up, let's talk VA loans. One of the biggest perks of being a current or former service member. I've used my own personal VA loan more than once while I was active duty and then again after I retired a few years ago. One of the biggest perks is zero down payment. Lets you jump into home ownership without a hefty down payment. Keep in mind, zero down payment does not mean you're bringing zero to closing. You might, but there are closing costs to include the VA funding fee. But as I like to say, everything is negotiable. Sometimes, depending on the situation and the market, we can get the seller to pay some or all of your closing costs. When you're ready, we can talk about a strategy. Norfolk's average home price of $310,000 might stretch your budget a little more, but if you have the VA loan backing you, you could still snag something in those higher price neighborhoods with no down payment. Meanwhile, in Portsmouth, with an average price of around $262,000, you've got a little more breathing room in your budget. Both Norfolk and Portsmouth, and all of the other 5 surrounding cities, are well versed in working with VA buyers. The key is finding a lender who knows how to streamline the process and is familiar with the area. And yes, I've got someone I can refer you to. If you're just starting to explore your VA options or want to connect with some top-notch lenders in the area, definitely reach out to me. All my information is below. Call, text, email, send a smoke signal, whatever you got to do to get in touch. I'm here to help make your move as smooth and stress-free as possible so you can focus on choosing the right home. Now let's switch gears. Selling in Portsmouth versus Norfolk. What do you need to know? First, price it right. With both cities averaging 35 days on market, listings move at a similar pace, if they're priced competitively. Look at recently sold comparable properties in your specific neighborhood. Know your audience. In Norfolk, you may be appealing to buyers who want to be near downtown, Nightlife, or the naval base. In Portsmouth, play up the historic charm, lower median home prices, or proximity to the shipyard. Prepare your home for the market. A little staging goes a long way in any market. Touch up the paint, declutter, and highlight unique property features. especially if you're targeting VA or first-time buyers. Emphasize aspects like minimal repairs needed or energy efficiency. Remember, it's not just about putting up a for sale sign. It's about strategic marketing that resonates with the kind of buyer you want to attract. And I'm here to help if you're unsure how to make your home stand out in the crowd. For a deeper dive into selling your home fast, check out the video I've linked here. So, the question is, can Portsmouth truly compete with Norfolk? Absolutely. It really depends on what you value most. Bigger city buzz, walkability, and higher home prices, or a more laid-back feel with a slightly lower price tag. At the end of the day, both cities have plenty to offer, especially if you're using a VA loan or looking to get your foot in the door with your first home. Also, being just across the river from each other, it's just a quick drive to get to the other city regardless of where you choose. If you found this video helpful, do me a favor, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every single week all about living, working, and thriving in Hampton Roads, so you'll stay ahead of the curve on market updates, neighborhood tours, and insider tips. And if you're ready to make a move in Portsmouth, Norfolk, or anywhere else in Hampton Roads, or beyond, call, text, or email me. All my information is in the description below. Let's chat about your real estate goals and figure out the perfect strategy for you. I'll talk to you soon.